And it says we are live. I'm here. You're beautiful. It's Thursday night. That must mean it's time for GotBot Goes live. I am late. I'm not going to lie, and I do apologize for that. We got locked out of the house. We were out. We were home plenty of time. We got locked out of the house. We had to go get another key. It was a whole thing. So I really don't know how well this is going to do. I don't know who's going to show up, who's not going to show up. But I gotta say, I often see a lot of people in our community who will do some sort of a live stream, whatever it is they're doing. And like, I'll see it like it's scheduled for like 2 days from now at a certain time. And I'm like, how? I don't understand how you can do it. I cannot guarantee where I'm going to be in an hour's time, let alone in 2 days' time. Sometimes I get on here early, and I would have been on here early tonight if we hadn't gotten locked out of the house. C'est la vie. We have a ton of Rise of the Beast news to uncover. We're going to talk a little bit about Legacy Uni and a couple of listings there. A very interesting 3D printed Metroplex project that came across my my news searches, I suppose. We're also going to talk about some third-party offerings from YOLOPARK, from threezero, from Newage, from Fan Alliance, which I think is a fairly new company. And of course, we have this week's unboxing and trivia. So I'm going to get things sorted away. I honestly thought I was going to be on here like early tonight. I was like, man, like I'm going to be on here early tonight. I mean, this was like a holiday week for me. I was done everything. I had eaten. I had shared around like, the stuff that I usually share around saying, hey, join us tonight, right? I had all done. And then my wife wanted to run to a store. And I was like, I'll run with you for 20 minutes. And when we got back, she looked at me and said, I don't have the house keys. I took them off of my car keys. And I was like, oh, man. So I went down around the back of our house to see if I could get in through the back door, but that didn't work either because I had that locked. I didn't know if I had it left open from walking the dog, but I didn't. So I was like, yep, well, I have no keys. You have no keys. All the doors are indeed locked. So we had to go and get a spare key. C'est la vie. So if anyone's wondering why we're on here late, now you know. Hold on. Let me just get things set up here, and then we're going to get going. And because I'm late, I'm already playing catch up. So I'm going to be playing a lot of let's get through this news, right? But I am sorry that I'm a bit late here. My apologies. I'll do this now. I, of course, am your host, your most humble of hosts, Dennis Moulton, aka GotBot. As always, man, please like, comment, share, of course, subscribe. And while you are at it, light them up, baby. Hit the notification bell. It helps me out a ton, and it lets you know when content of all sorts goes up here on the channel. Check out Machinery of Man, The Everything Factor, all the groups that I'm either a mod or an admin for, as well as all of my social media links. All that in the description down below, also in the description down below. And if you're in a position to help the channel to grow, you can use the donate link. Check us out on Patreon. See what we have to offer to you through Spring, or of course hit the join button at any given time and become a channel member. Hey, Big M. Hey, Caldio. Yeah, well, it was a full day for sure. Hey, Darren, Snoke. Hey, Jason. Hey, Manitoba. Always on the drive home, buddy. Be careful out there. Hey, Warren, Dragonfly. Hey, Jay. You done everything but your keys had different plans. Absolutely, right? They absolutely did. Hey, Razor Bear, Murphy's Law, 100%. 100% Murphy's Law. It usually slaps me upside the head, to be honest with you. Hey, Ultra Megatronus. Springtime in Ohio. Winter returns in May. In the meantime, I am playing with Storm Windows. It sounds like you're certainly feeling better. I'm glad to hear it because, as I recall last week, you were still pretty under the weather. So I'm glad to hear it, Anthony. Happy that you're apparently on the mend, my friend. Lock myself into my truck once a week. There you go. Hey, Pichu. Tuesday, I found one Legacy Wall Rider at Walmart, and of course, I got it, and I think that he's good. I did not like Wall Rider. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't like the tolerances. I like the look, but I don't like the tolerances, and I don't understand why it's so much more expensive. It's literally the exact same engineering as Combiner Wars, but with an extra set of feet. Other than that, it's the exact same engineering. So I'm glad you're happy, but I felt very taken advantage of with that. To be fair, though, I'm not a fan of the Legacy Stunticons. No, that's a lie. I think they're good Legacy Stunticons. I don't think it's a very good Minosaur, but I've talked that to death, so I'm not going to do it here. I'm glad you're happy. It's the best thing I can say for you. I mean, like I said, it's the same thing as Combiner Wars. If you don't believe me, check out my review. I literally have them next to each other and talk about how the engineering is the same thing. As we go down here, hey Lance. Okay, so we're going to get going now on the news. This should be interesting. So very first thing I want to talk about is a 3D printed Metroplex. Now, we've seen a lot of 3D printed Metroplexes. We've seen that whole project with the guy who's doing the one that's like 6 feet tall or something, and it's astonishing. This one I found particularly interesting. The guy measured it, and it was about 105 centimeters, which is about 41 inches. So roughly 3-4 feet. Well, 4 feet, closer to 4 feet. And the guy had it kind of stood up with Titan class Metroplex down in front of him, I don't know, mid-thigh maybe ish. And in his hand, I'm going to say a core class, maybe Optimus Prime. And it all looked great. It fit. But then there's a couple of pictures with him next to the Metroplex. And the Metroplex is standing such that it's solid, but like its knees are a little bit bent and whatnot. It's a bit of an, I don't want to say an action pose so much, but it is dynamic. And it still came up to the guy's waist. Now, there's another one where he has the Metroplex go down on one knee, and he could pull it off. It's impressive. It's very impressive. But just looking at the picture where he's maneuvering it down to one knee, I'm like, that looks clunky and cumbersome. But it also looks magnificent. I don't think it would be an easy thing to handle. Why am I mentioning it? I'm mentioning it because A, it's a really clean print, probably the cleanest Metroplex print I've seen. I don't know how tight the joints and stuff are, but based on what I saw, they look pretty good. And interestingly, we've had some projects that have touted being 4 feet, right? The Fans Toys, Fort Max, the Like Toys, Metroplex. Well, this 3D one can give us an idea of just how big that would be. And I mean, this would come up to your waist or higher. It's not an easy thing to maneuver, that's for sure. And the guy obviously had it in large rooms. He had a lot of space, which was to his benefit. It would be useless for me in my house to have it. But it was interesting to see. So I just saw it on Facebook on a couple of the fan sites. I don't know if you did too. If you did, cool. If you didn't, I don't know. Check out a couple of the, fan groups and stuff and see if you can find those pictures. Pretty darn interesting. threezero showed up there. Bumblebee RC. She is 8 inches in height. She has 60 points of articulation and looks like she jumped off the screen. Of course, she also doesn't transform. Again, such is life. Unfortunate though it may be that she doesn't transform. Tim Kilpin will be the president of Hasbro's Toys, Licensing, and Entertainment. So he will be joining like the Hasbro management team, as well as Gina, I think it's Goder. She's going to be the new chief financial officer. So who are these people? Well, Gina comes from a background with Harley Davidson. That's where she came from to come here. She also worked for General Mills. They make cereal and stuff, right, for a long time. So she has done accounting for large corporations. Let's hope she's not as stingy with the purse strings as the last CFO was. And Tim Kilpin, who's going to be the president of Toy Licensing and Entertainment, has a history working with Play Machine, with Mattel, and with Activision Blizzard, and with Disney. So he does have a lot of experience. We'll see how it plays out in terms of the management team for Hasbro. Titan Changers, Authentics Megatron. So if you've seen the Authentics Megatron, you know what I'm talking about. Well, it's that Megatron that has been repackaged for Rise of the Beasts. And it's that same one that has the I'm going to say the Bumblebee movie Megatron on the box. I think I said last week that that Megatron looked like some sort of a cyberverse Megatron. It's not. It's the evergreen design. It's the Authentics Megatron, but now in Rise of the Beast packaging. I don't know. Didn't sell in Authentics, so we'll try putting it in a fancy box and see if it sells now. Maybe. Maybe. It's just, I find that so weird that they're saying, let's take all of this junk that was left over that didn't sell. Let's just put it in Rise of the Beast packaging. We'll put it all out. It'll tie in with the movie. It'll sell like hotcakes. I don't know if it's going to sell like hotcakes. That Megatron's not very good. It has no elbows at all. Pretty hollow. I'm not sure it has knees. I don't know. I don't think it's that great, but, and you look at it and it's obviously not the movie aesthetic. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Rise of the Beast, Optimus Primal as a Target Master was shown. He's Gorilla, and then he's a Blaster. He's a Gorilla stood up. Weird looking, but it is definitely Optimus Primal. I don't know, Primal as a Target Master. I mean, we have Target Masters. I don't know. Some people find them cool. Some people find them cute. Like a lot of people are really getting on board with the Cheetor and the Rhinox and saying like they're fun, and maybe they are. I have no doubt in my mind that they're probably neat little like fidget toys or something. But as I look at it, I'm like, yeah, but Rhinox isn't the Target Master, and Primal's not a Target Master, and Cheetor's not, and Tigatron's just, they're not. So I think I have a mental block to it. It's not for me. It might be for you, and if it is for you, then cool. I do think that the blaster mode for Primal, and granted, we just saw a picture of that on the packaging. I think the blaster mode looks cool. I think it looks like a pretty formidable blaster for what that's worth. In terms of the actual figure character, we just saw him next to the box in his gorilla mode. I don't know if there's any articulation. I have no idea. But I mean, if you've been into the Cheetor, the Rhinox, and I can't remember who the third one is that's out now, then maybe you'll like this one too, right? Maybe you'll like this one too. So the Beast Wars versus packs. And I talked about this before. And when I say the Beast Wars versus packs, I mean the like eternal struggle thing. That's the redeco from Takara of Optimus Primal and Kingdom Megatron. I talked a few weeks ago about how Takara is going to be opening up Takara Tomy Mall to like the wider world by way of like a can't remember the name of the company, Bai, I think, as like basically a third-party shipper, right? Well, new wrinkle to that as well. Some of our favorite e-tailers are getting these sets here in Canada. It seems like, depending on the e-tailer you go to, it seems like the Primal Megatron set will retail between $144 and $154.99. Expensive, but not surprising from Takara. The other set, which is the Rhinox, I guess more brown deco, and the Scorponok, that will be $99.99 Canadian. I feel like the US prices are a little more reasonable and make more sense to me. I feel like these Canadian prices, a little bit high for what it is. I'm not in for these because I already have those molds. And honestly, if I wanted the paint deco difference that bad, I would do it myself. But you might be into it. I think it's fine to do. Like, I like the Primal. I like the Megatron. I'm not a fan of the way the legs of the Rhinox transform. Nobody is, but it looks like Rhinox. It's okay. And I don't like the Scorponok. I still say have the original, but that's just me. Flex Changers Cheetor was shown. It looks bad in cat mode. It looks bad in both modes. I don't think the Flex Changers are good. I think the most successful of the Flex Changers is probably Nightbird because the car looks decent. And Nightbird looks like, well, Nightbird. I think it's Bumblebee is okay, I guess. But the Cheetor is rough. I think the robot mode is better than the cat mode. I think the cat mode is heavily compromised. But even though the robot mode looks better, I don't think it has like jack all in the way of articulation. For me, that's instant nix. Might not be for you, but it is for me. Legacy Breakdown variant. So this is interesting. This came up all of a sudden. Nothing has been announced. It was revealed by a thief. And this thief showed a variant on the Legacy Breakdown. And it looks more, I guess, G1 toy accurate than animation accurate, at least to a degree. In robot mode, the head is definitely toy accurate. The way the blue and silver layout is on the chest, where there's really just like a blue stripe down the middle of the chest, is very toy accurate. The rest is all silver. Some of the sticker detailing is now picked out with paint or tampos. The interesting thing is the car mode, because they attempted to put white lines on and around the side windows of the car to make it look more like a Lambo than, well, Wild Rider does, because it's really Wild Rider's car mode, right? We all know by now that the breakdown looks like, well, a Ferrari with a spoiler, right? Well, this one is at least attempting to look a little bit more like it. Any information about release? No, nothing. I don't know anything about a release because I didn't know anything about this variant. I'm an animation accurate guy. I certainly would not be in for another of that mold. I don't really like it that much. I can't remember who it was earlier that said they picked up Wild Rider and loved it. You know what? Get yourself a breakdown, man. If you like it that much, get yourself a breakdown is the best thing I can tell you. Take that for what you will, I suppose. And there's going to be in China, in Shanghai, a play lodge. Now, before you say, what's a play lodge? A play lodge is basically a themed hotel and entertainment complex. It will span 20,000 square feet with 3 floors. It'll have 34 themed spaces and 21 entertainment projects. Now, what these entertainment projects will be, I don't know. It will be Transformers and My Little Pony. So if you want to immerse yourself in a Hasbro experience, I suppose, I traveled to China when this opens in June, I believe. Yeah, in June. So yeah, Transformers, My Little Pony, June, Shanghai. It'll be a play lodge. It will have retail space. It'll have activities. It's the hotel. It will have 20,000 square feet. It'll have 3 floors. It will have 34 themed spaces. I assume that's rooms, and 21 entertainment projects. Sounds kind of exciting. Sounds like a theme park and a hotel, if you ask me. Rise of the Beasts. They're here a lot. I'm shocked that a lot of the Rise of the Beast products are here. I'm just going to touch on them a little bit. So I've seen the little Battle Masters. Again, I've already sort of talked about that. They're cute. It's just I look at it and I'm like, I don't understand why Rhinox was released like this, or Cheeto, or any of that. You know me, I'm a stickler for scale. So they're not for me. They might be for you. I've seen the Beast Alliance and the, I guess, Beast Weaponizers ones. Of the Beast Alliance, which is the versions where they come with like the armor bits that come on them, I think the B looks the most boring and plain. I think the Primal looks the most KO. Yes, he has some blue on him, but it's really just covering in some detail that should be picked out with a different paint color, maybe silver, and it's just a sea of blue. I'm not a fan of it. I think the winner there is RC, but I have since learned that as good as I think that RC is, she does not have elbows. Then we have the weaponizer ones where they come with like the little target masters, like Optimus Primal and Arrow Strike. I'm going to say it now. I think the Optimus Primal is the best. It's almost the deluxe for, I think, $20.99 here. I think $16.99 in the US. You get basically a deluxe and a target master. And honestly, the Primal is fully articulated. I mean, he has ball joint elbows and knees and hips and shoulders. I think the Primal is the clear winner there. I've seen the masks, both of them. I think the masks look fine, I guess, if you're into masks. I have also seen both Smash Changers, Optimus Prime, and Optimus Primal. I'm not into the Smash Changers. You can look at them and they're just stood very stoically, and you can just tell, like, that's all that they do. They're big, I'll give them that, but I don't think they're good. I've seen the Voyager class, Optimus Prime and Optimus Primal. I think they're both great. Unfortunately, both of those mainline Voyagers, and they are not large Voyagers by any stretch of the imagination, have gone up $2 here. At least the ones I saw at GameStop were. So, for example, you can get a Studio Series Cheetor, right? Studio Series Voyager Cheetor for $2 less than, say, the mainline Optimus Primal. I don't understand why that would be, but okay, whatever. Also, I haven't seen it, but a couple little birdies have told me that Scourge is in our neck of the woods. The Studio Series 101 is in our neck of the woods. I've only heard that from a couple of little birdies. And that might be it for what I saw. Yeah, that's it. By the way, Voyager Primal and Prime from the main line also out in the US as well. Speaking of Smash Changers, Smash Changer Rise of the Beast Scourge was cited in Ireland, I want to say, and I could be wrong about that. It's going to be a Buzzworthy Bumblebee exclusive. It's obviously a reshell of the Smash Changer Optimus Prime. If you like the Smash Changer Optimus Prime, then you're probably going to like the Scourge. If you don't like the Smash Changer Optimus Prime, I don't think you're going to like the Scourge. It's really as simple as that. What else we have? Oh, I'll note this, and then I'm going to go back to you guys. Plastic windows returning. I mean, they never should have went. Now, the kind of franchises that are mentioned is Marvel, Power Rangers, G.I. Joe, and Star Wars. Transformers is not specifically mentioned, but if you will remember, I talked last week about how I saw a conversation between a father and a son, and the son did not want to get the G1 Starscream. He wanted a Starscream toy, but he was arguing with his dad that that wasn't the Starscream that he wanted because that's in a solid cardboard box like a puzzle. The kid thought that it was a puzzle in the box. When you take away the window, when you take away the ability to see the product, not only do you take away the ability to examine the product, but you could confuse consumers because now they don't know what it is they're getting. Fancy box with nice artwork looks good. I want to see what I'm buying. And so does a little boy. Just throwing that out there. Good. There are more biodegradable options of plastic. You could also focus on only using recycled plastic. There are ways around it. But I think the nature of what your product is and the nature of it being on the shelf and very visual for adult, child, collector, friend, family, everyone, I think you need to be able to visibly see the product. There have been a lot of times where I've been like, I don't think. But then I'll see the product and I'm like, man, that does look really good. That does look really good. And taking away the plastic, all that has succeeded in doing is opening up theft. More and more and more and more theft. So I actually applaud that. I think that's a good thing to do. I think it's a necessary thing to do. Let's check in with you guys. I know I have been motoring through the news, but like I said, where I started late, I really want to get caught up. Let's go back up here and see what we got here. Knocked my Kingdom Air Razor off the shelf and she broke. That is very sad. I don't know how she broke or where she broke, but you know what? I think at this point, if I broke my Kingdom Air Razor, I'm not going to lie to you. If it was me, I would just go and get the Studio Series 1 and call it good because I think that that's a great air razor too. I try, Darren. I appreciate that, buddy. You are far too kind to say that I never disappoint with my awesome reviews. I appreciate that, my friend. I really, really do. What? New York bypassed Spring and went full Monty Python? I have no idea what that means. To be fair, I've never watched Monty Python, so I don't really know. I think I watched Holy Grail once, like Search for the Holy Grail once, 30 years ago, maybe. Life's always full of surprises. Ain't that true, Keldeo? And usually not great ones. Man, you had COVID for the third time. Ugh. But after 3 vaccines, lasting 3.5 days was the best I could expect. Wow. Hey, look at that. It's Amazon John. Been a while, John, since I've seen you in here, my friend. Yeah, it's been a long time, my boy. is like someone 3D printed a G1 Scorponok to basically be his roommate, right? Like, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it gets to a point where it gets to a point where it's almost silly to see it. Like, it's cool, but it's almost silly to see it. Like, even if I could have a 4-foot Metroplex here, I wouldn't, because I'd be embarrassed for anybody to see it. I'd be like, this is weird. This is to the point where even I think this is weird and opulent. It's cool it exists, but I feel like it belongs in a museum more than anywhere else. I don't know. To each their own, I suppose. If you got a 3D printer and that's what you want to do, fill your boots. Hey, Marcus. I will be drawing my concepts of what an Autobot team that rivals the Seacons I call the Atlantabots. Okay, well, you do what you got to do there, Pichu. Pichu? Hope I'm saying it right. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll share the source after the stream. It doesn't really matter. It's fine. I don't know what you're talking about, but I can picture it. I don't need a source. It's fine. People will claim to want a 4 or 6 foot tall city bot, but actually getting one in hand is another thing. I think it look ridiculous in reality. I don't think it look ridiculous. I think it would look awesome, but I think in someone's house, it would look ridiculous. I think that even anyone who's impressed with it would leave the house and be like, why does he have that? That's weird. I'm sorry, but I think it gets to a point where it's peculiar. I really do. I really do. Like I said, it belongs in a museum, man. I don't think it should not exist, but I really feel like it should either belong in a museum or, man, you must have a huge house with a ton of space so that it doesn't look so large. That's going to be the key. Having something large that doesn't look large. Like, I'm looking around here now, and I'm looking at one of the like shelving units over there, and I'm thinking to myself, you know, that's probably about 5 feet. And I'm looking at it, what's roughly 4 feet, and thinking to myself, that would look ridiculous. Having to handle that would be chaotic, but impressive. It's a weird mix of emotions behind that, man. It's a weird mix of emotions. Okay, well, if the head of YouTube is an NFT supporter, that's their business. As far as I'm concerned, if you're buying NFTs, you're a sucker. Buy something that you don't really own. You only got it as long as you have your device. Come on. Unicron expensive. Well, I don't think you could buy it. I mean, I don't know how much the plastic is for printers and stuff, but yeah, I guess Unicron expensive. I only like that Titan Changer Megatron for the box art. Yeah, well, that's like everybody, right? I mean, I'm not going to go and spend money on it for box art. I mean, the Primal Target Master could be repurposed as one of the RID 2005 animal minicons. I guess, were there animal minicons in 2005? In 2015, I mean. I don't remember animal minicons, but maybe there were. I can't remember back that far now. Making them Target Masters is all about the Hasbro money. I guess. I mean, to me, it's the easiest pass in the world. Not because they're not cool. It's just, I don't need a Rhinox that turns into a blaster. Rhinox isn't the blaster. Rhinox is a robot and a dinosaur and a rhino. I don't know. I guess it's just the way my thinking works, right? I started collecting the Rise of the Beast Transformers, SS Core RC, Beast Alliance Weapons Cheetor, Rhinox, and Skull Cruncher. Skull Cruncher. I think that might have been the other Target Master guy. Also, Optimus Prime and Chainclaw. I got Metal Hawk too. I mean, neat for you if you're in for it, but like thus far, I don't think I'm in for any of the Rise of the Beast stuff. Oh, that toy guy who is Canadian YouTube goes into Buy-E a lot and finds stuff for cheap compared to markets around here. But it is what? But as he advises, watch your budge. Okay. I don't know what that means. I don't know who you're talking about, and I don't know what Buy-E is, other than they're doing something for Takara. So I don't know anything you're talking about, Keldeo. I mean, I'm sure somebody heard me read that and they do know what you're talking about, but I don't. Dude, I also found Studio Series Galvatron at Target. Looks like the one I had in my dream. Really? I think the AOE one looks infinitely better. The new one has better paint, but it's so flat. I've seen it on the shelf now a couple of times, and like it's not that it's a bad Galvatron, but it looks so just flat. I don't know. I like the AOE one better because at least it has curves and texture and a life to it. I didn't feel like the Studio Series one had a life to it. A variant, so it's not the final product and is an error that wasn't going to be shipped. No, I have a feeling we're going to get news of it maybe in the next fan stream 2 or 3 months from now. Breakdown's toy isn't toy accurate. Yeah, it is, Marcus. It is toy accurate. It's actually next to the toy. It's about as toy accurate as that mold is going to get. I saw that review of Legacy Breakdown. It was okay. Not giving into buying another. Why wouldn't I don't understand why somebody would be like, oh, I got this Breakdown. I better get this other one where the blue is slightly different. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. There's a lot in the world I don't get. I gotta be honest. There's a lot in the way the world works now that I don't understand. I don't get humanity, man. I would like Legacy Breakdown better than what? I would like Legacy Breakdown better than Wild Rider if it weren't for that god awful spoiler. Outside of that, Breakdown holds together better in vehicle mode for me. They should have at least redone the hood. They should have remolded the hood. That's what I'm going to say to that. You should have at least remolded the hood. Yeah, Play Lodge. That's what they called it. I mean, call it what you will, right? Found and picked up Rise of the Beast Razor. Ah, there you go. That's exactly what I said to do. As we go down here. Went to Target last night so far. Leo Prime, Earthspark. I don't know why you're telling me everything that was at your Target, but okay. I'm not reading everything that was at your Target. I don't have Target. I don't care what was there. Window packaging returning better. I hope so. I hope for Transformers too. If they want art, then do an opening panel that has a window on the inside. Yeah, I like that idea, Maximal 10. You could have the best of both worlds. I got Studio Series Air Razor. Seems like an upscale version of the Kingdom version. Well, it's not upscale. The Studio Series Air Razor is the exact same. It's not upscaled at all. It's the same. It's still a deluxe. Okay, reference to Holy Grail. Yeah, like I said, I mean, it might have been 30 years ago I saw that, and I was only kind of half paying attention to it. As we go down here, NECA does that. Yeah, you guys are talking about the window inside the art. That's true. Some do that. Yeah. I can guarantee you did not buy any GotBot NFTs. I can guarantee you because I don't have any. If you buy something from me, you're at least going to get a product. It's as simple as that. Maximal 10 mystery box. Yeah, that's a rough box, man. That's a rough box. Passing on Rise of the Beast, no need for those. I'll see the movie, but sticking to Legacy and G1 reissues. As we go down here a bit. Hey, Slow DK. Hey, Matthew. Studio Series Air Razor is a good head taller than the Kingdom version. Okay, fine. It's a head taller. So they use the thighs of Pterosaur, maybe. Like, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think it's a head taller. I think I'd have to see them next to each other. If so, it's just one little thing. Guys, it's the same thing. Can we not? A head taller. It's the same thing. Come on. Somebody made a rift of a dead. What? Somebody made a rift of a dead YouTuber who passed away back in. And it ticked a lot of people. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what a rift is. The newest GotBot NFT is an image of him and Starscream wife locked in the house. No, it's not. I'm going to give you a life hack, piece of life advice right now. Don't ever buy any NFTs. Let that business die because it's garbage and it's just a way to scam you out of your hard-earned money. YOLOPARK. Here's a product you can get behind. YOLOPARK doing a Dark of the Moon Optimus Prime and Megatron. The Optimus And Megatron will be a little bit simpler than the fancy dancy Playmo sets. However, they're still going to be fairly intricate. And they're still going to have a ton of detail. They're just smaller, so ergo a little more affordable. The Optimus will be the Dark of the Moon Optimus. He will be 30 centimeters in height. For those of you who want it in inches, that's about 11.8 inches. The Megatron, who has a bonkers amount of detail, is going to be 35 centimeters. He has 13.8 inches, man. 13.8 inches, almost 14 inches. Very impressive. Similarly, they're doing a smaller version, I suppose, of G1 Megatron as well. Smaller again. I think they're calling this AMK, whatever that means. This G1 Megatron will be 20 centimeters and already have some pre-painted parts and whatnot. So it seems like there's Playmo and then a step down and then a step down from that. Like, it seems kind of like they're following what threezero is doing with their different levels. So I think it's a smart way for YOLOPARK to go. And they all look glorious. I think the weakest one, I can't believe I'm going to say this, but I think the weakest looking one is the G1 Megatron. It looked, I don't know, something about the proportion seemed odd to me, but I don't know if that was a final product or if it was like a test shot. So it is what it is. Rise of the Beast, Cheetor, and Bumblebee single releases. They are out in New Zealand. So we all know that in the US anyway, and I assume it'll happen here at Toys R Us, there's the 3-pack that has Cheetor, I don't know, who else? Is it Nightbird and Bumblebee, maybe? I don't know. I don't know who's in the 3-packs, but I thought that they were going to be individual releases. Then I heard about the 3-packs, and I said, oh, I guess they're going to be 3-packs, but apparently not. The Wheeljack has been cited as a single release. The Cheetor now has been cited as a single release, and the Bumblebee has been cited as a single release. Is that just in international markets, or will it spill over to North America? Who knows at this point, but I hope it does spill over. I don't necessarily want a 3-pack, but I might be in for a Cheetor. You never know. We'll see. Transformers, I guess, crossover with Mini World in China, and I didn't know what this was. This is basically a sandbox game, and it's now crossed with Transformer skins. And basically what you end up with is these little robots, and they come with the box. The box looks like their alt mode, and the box can also open up to be like a command center or a battle station or a base of operations or something like that. The ones that are being released in China will be Optimus Prime, Bumblebee, and Rodimus Prime. And then on the Decepticon side, we'll have Megatron, Starscream, and Galvatron. Very, very interesting having Rodimus and Galvatron in there. I think it's neat for what it is. I guess you'd have to be into Mini World if you like these little niche things, but they look cool for what they are. James Roberts, he will be at TFCon Toronto. If you're a James Roberts fan and you're going to TFCon Toronto, enjoy, I suppose. Rise of the Beast commercial out of Japan had Akika Wada. I don't know if I'm saying that right. A pop star over there, apparently, who turns into Optimus Primal in the commercial. It's basically Optimus Primal's body with this pop star's face on it. But the plot thickens because some eagle-eyed people said that doesn't look like any of the Optimus Prime figures that are coming out or have been announced thus far. Well, word is that this was the body type for Ultimate Optimus Primal, who will stand 10 to 12 inches in height, apparently. So a big Optimus Primal based on Rise of the Beasts. We don't really have any more details about it yet. So if you've seen that commercial in Japanese, it's up and it's around, the pictures are there, and you've seen this Primal with that Japanese pop star's face on it, that's actually the body type apparently for Ultimate Optimus Primal. Make of that what you will. Legacy Uni. We mentioned this a while ago with a ton of leaks. Well, now 2 listings have been discovered for Core Dinobot and Beast Machines Cheetor, both of these in the Core class offering. Will that mean that they'll just be regular cores like the Starscream and the Optimus Prime and the Nemesis Prime and the Dinobots and so on and so forth? Or will it be something else? I assume that they'll just be regular cores. I guess we'll see. But it's the first nod to anything from Beast Machines. Man, oh man, give me a Botanica. Give me a Botanica. That's what I want. I want a Botanica. She's never had a version of her because she turns into a plant, and I want her very badly. We saw pictures of Beast Mode, Optimus Primal. He has the lion head in his chest. The arms move. It looks like the whole body's a brick. It looks like an awful truck. Terrible looking robot. The head and the chest, it's obviously a nod to Lio Prime or Lio Convoy or whatever you want to call it. It's out overseas, as is the Beast Mode Bumblebee. I don't see either of them selling. I think they look terrible. If you think it looks good, great, go buy it. I think it looks awful. Rise of the Beast Battle Changers Scourge in kind of green. It's a weird color for him. Beast Alliance Scourge and Scorponok. It looks okay. Looks all right now. The Beast Alliance are the ones that come with the thing that becomes armor. So in this case, Scorponok becomes armor for Scourge. I mean, looks pretty well articulated and stuff. It's going to be small, kind of deluxe-ish in size. I feel like most fans, bless you, Starscream Wife, bless you again, Starscream Wife. Usually there's 3. I feel like most fans will go for the Studio Series Scourge. Or if not that, I feel like they're going to want bigger than something that's kind of a deluxe size. But maybe not. Maybe not. I think that the Scourge will be okay. I think the Scorponok will be okay. I don't know if I'd put them together. But that's just me. Let's see here. Oh, we also saw some images for the Battle Changers Mirage. Looks super duper cheap. I saw the Battle Changers Mirage and I was like, that looks awful. Like, that looks dollar store bad. Really, really, really exceptionally bad looking. But Deluxe Nightbird, she looks okay, of course. Deluxe Wheeljack, it's not Wheeljack, but I think the Deluxe offering is pretty good. I would have to call it something else, but I think it's great. And I think the transformation to Van is very interesting and very unique. And I like the car mode look of the Deluxe Mirage, but I did notice something odd. I've only seen the robot mode in package, so from waist up, I guess, but I've seen the car mode, and something stood out to me. His tires are gray. Now, on the sides, they're black, but if you look at the actual tires, they're gray. It strikes me very odd, kind of like Crosscuts tires being red. It strikes me really weird that Mirages are gray. I think they should have been black, but you know, that's just me. Maybe you'll see it and be like, hey, I like the gray tires. It's just with the silver body, I feel like the gray tires are a little drab, bland, and underwhelming, I suppose. I don't know. I'd have to see more of it, but I love the look of it, except for the tires. That's my take on that. Speaking of Rise of the Beast, there's a QR code for a $10 reward from Fandango, whatever that is, if you buy 2 Transformers products. This started on the 10th, so Monday. I assume it relates to Rise of the Beast. I don't know what this is. I don't even know what country it's in. I assume it's in the U.S. Maybe only in the US. First I've heard of it, but it's on. If you have the Walmart like stands set up in your neck of the woods, go there, buy a couple of things, scan the QR code. You got to upload, I think, your receipt, and then you get a prize. That's what it seems like to me. I mean, it's only a $10 thing, so don't expect anything great, but hey, free is good. Newage. Newage's version of Omega Supreme is great. It stands 28, 29 centimeters. So you're looking at almost a foot tall, 11.5 inches, kind of like the size of Legacy Menasor or about the size of Jetfire, like kind of Commander class size. We all know that they did a bang up job with that Omega Supreme. How about not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5 color variants? Man, Newage is all about the repaint. So you can get a black and red, like super change Mechabot version, which was like the precursor to what would eventually become Omega Supreme. The black and red looks gorgeous. You can get a like a toy deco, G1 toy deco version. You can get a battle damage version that has a lot of battle damage on it. You can, of course, get the blue, white, and gray Guardian Sentinel coloration of it, or you can get what they're calling the Decepticon coloration. I will call it Shattered Glass Omega, who is a lot of grays and purples. Whoo! Heck of an Omega. Gotta be wondering if there's mold degradation by now after all of those wealth of recolors. And we saw a behind the scenes, it's a half hour long, of the interactions between Optimus Prime and Tommy Kennedy. It's the filming of that season 5 set of vignettes, I suppose, that they used to kind of bookend episodes and going to commercial and coming back from commercial and whatnot. And it was uploaded by Jason, whatever his name is, that played Tommy Kennedy. And we get to see kind of how the Optimus was done. How did he reply to stuff? Was Peter Cullen actually there voicing it? Because we know he still voiced Optimus. Did somebody just say the lines and, you know, Tommy Kennedy replied to it, or what? How was the puppeteering done? How did the head move and the mouth plate and all that? It was very interesting. It's only a half hour, and it's a lot of like cuts and clips and stuff, but it's very interesting to see that behind the scenes sort of stuff. Earthspark DVD season 1 episodes 1 to 10 is going to be out on Amazon apparently May 16th to the 19th, depending, I guess, on the Amazon and where you live, like your country, right? So if you want that on DVD, cool. And a couple of Nerf guns were shown. One of them is like an Authentics one. The other one is the Rise of the Beast one that turns into a version of Optimus Prime in robot mode that looks just awful. But you know what doesn't look awful? Awful. Yeah. You know what doesn't look awful? The 132 Jada version of Rise of the Beast Wheeljack. That captures that. I think it's TV. I think it's like Pablo TV or something. It captures that van really nicely. Very, very nice job, Jada. Very, very, very nice job. Really, really impressed with that. I'm going to check in with you guys, and then we're going to do the end of the news. Let's see what you guys are saying. Let's see. Oh, NFT. Oh, okay. I got you now. Yeah, maybe don't do an NFT of someone that passed away. That's in bad form. Listen, Grimlock on, don't feel bad, buddy. I was about 20 minutes late myself because we got locked out of the house. Hey, Peep Game. Yeah, not a bad week, I suppose, all things considered, other than being locked out of the house, you know. As we go down here a little bit. Hopefully they start doing more Beast Machine stuff in Legacy. Listen, give me a Tankor, give me a Jetstorm, is that his name? And give me Thrust. Do it. Give me all 3 of the Viacon generals. Do it up. Absolutely in for that. I survived cancer, Caldeo, but have a friend with cancer right now. Has taken over. That's, man, that's always a brutal one. My thoughts are with your friend for sure. What did you miss? You missed me flying through the news, BS Prime, because I was late. Gotta feed the fam. Have a good one, Ken. Hey, Ash. I just realized a moment of silence to and 121st Remembrance. Okay. You're all over the map, man. you always surprise me. You always surprise me, Blue, because I never know what's going to come out of your mouth next. If you ever want to know, if you ever want to sell those Iron Factory Racing Bros, hit me up. I don't know. I don't know if Ken heard that or not. Yeah, Titanic sank. We usually know that pretty well here since it was like literally off our shores that happened, right? I like to see them do Beast Machines Obsidian and Striker, yeah, do them. Oh yeah, I totally forgot about Obsidian and Striker. Absolutely, do Obsidian and Striker. 100% in for that too. Fan Alliance, a company I'm not familiar with. Apparently, they're doing an MP roller that can work with, get this, your MP10 Masterpiece Optimus Prime. Oh, wait, you mean you don't have that anymore because you upgraded to MP44? Well, guess what? This also works with MP44. It can work with either of the official Masterpiece Optimus Primes. It transforms into a robot. The robot looks very similar to the Wreck and Rule version of Twin Twist with the red torso and the blue arms and legs. Very, very similar look to that. Very Diaclone-ish feel to it. But of course, when he transforms, it's Roller. Clever, interesting, possibly a bit risky, but certainly outside the box. And I respect that. I absolutely do respect that. Rise of the Beast, RC, and Cheetor. Now, you might say, RC and Cheetor, what about that? So we know that we have the RC that came out with I can't remember his name. He's a wolf, like Silver Fang or something, and it becomes her armor. Well, she is getting another release, this time with a Target Master. That Target Master is going to be Cheetor, which we all know the Cheetor Target Master by now. However, the RC looks splendid. She looks gorgeous. I think she's a bit bigger than the Studio Series core. She's not as big as a Deluxe. She has elbows, she has knees, she has hips. I think the head is also able to move, and it looks like her tires, at least one of them, is on her back. She looks well articulated. I thought that the best RC was the one with the armor, but when I learned that she didn't have elbows, I was like, she's good, but that's a bummer with no elbows. I think this might be the best of the Rise of the Beast RCs. I need to see some more, but I'm pretty excited about her. I'm not going to lie. And finally, from Rise of the Beast, we have the Autobots Unite subline, which is literally just re-releases, in some cases redecos of previous lines offerings. For example, there's the Nitro Starscream, which is just the Blitzwing that came out in the last night in the Bumblebee movie. There's the Nitro Optimus Prime, which is the exact same one as the B movie, Optimus Prime. The Nitro B, the exact same one as the B movie, Bumblebee. There will definitely be people who will go out and buy all three of these because they have to have the different box. That's what I'm trying to help people to avoid doing. Your money is worth too much for you to waste it on the exact same product because it has a new hat, or in this case, a new box. Then there's the Power Plus series, where we have Battle Trap, literally just the Ironhide redone in mostly orange. Even the artwork on the packaging doesn't even change Ironhide's head to be Battle Trap's head. It's obviously Ironhide colored orange. And Megatron, which is again it looks like Revenge of the Fallen Megatron. It's the one that turns into a tank. Like, we're going back to 2009 with something that didn't sell then. Sorry, 2011 with something that didn't sell then, and you think now 12 years later it's going to sell better when that character's not even in the movie. I don't know about some of these repacks, man. And then finally, the Speed series, Barricade. Pretty sure I reviewed that not that long ago. It's an okay Barricade. He does have his articulation limits, but it's a neat Barricade. Optimus Prime is Optimus Prime and B is B. And you might say, what are these things? Do you remember a few years ago, there were the ones that came with, I'm going to call it an engine block, and you could put it down and like it made certain things pop. And I think it probably allowed you to like pull the vehicle back. And when you let it go, it was like going to zoom forward. It's those things again. It's literally the exact same ones. Don't waste your money, man, on the Autobots Unite. Save it for the good movie products. That's my advice to you. That's my advice to you. Let's do the trivia, and then I'm going to check in with you guys. We're going to do the unboxing and get out of here. Man, Rise of the Beast is a wild hodgepodge of past movie lines and new stuff. It's weird. It's a weird line, man. So the trivia. Who was the last Autobot to speak in G1? Specifically, North American G1. In other words, who was the last Autobot to speak at the end of the rebirth? We know that at the end of the rebirth, part 3, we know that the very last line is by Zarek when he and Galvatron are arguing on the ship, and Galvatron says that he's going to rule the universe, and Zarek says something like, "Who's going to rule?" And he says, "I will." And Zarek says, "We shall see, Galvatron. We shall see." And that's how it ends. But before all of that, who's the last Autobot to speak? Is it A, Daniel? Is it B, RC? Is it C, Cerebros? Or is it D, Optimus Prime? A, B, C, or D? Who is it? I think that this is an easy one this week, but we'll see. Let me go back and see where you guys are here a little bit. Let's go down here. Buzzworthy 3-pack of Cheetor, Wheeljack, and Nightbird. Yeah, there's another 3-pack too, though, that has Bumblebee, and I don't know. I can't remember who's in them. We don't have the 3-packs here. We don't have Target, so I haven't really been paying much attention to it. As we go down here a little bit. You remember Empress of Ireland? No, I don't know what that is. I recently got all of the Defensor limbs. If I use Inferno as the torso, that combiner is named Fire Chief, right? No, I think, isn't Fire Chief the torso of Guard City? Wouldn't that be Guard City? I could be wrong about that. I'm not sure. I honestly, I'm not sure. That's a fair question, but I thought that Fire Chief was the torso of Guard City. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Yeah, okay. I don't know who you're talking about, Keldeo. Yeah, it's in bad form, but I don't know who you're talking about. So I don't really have I don't have any interest in it. But yeah, it is in bad form. But so are NFTs in general. It's a bad business. It's a business designed to scam people. That's what it is, right? I have the Viacons, and the Viacon Generals are 2 different molds with the normal Beast Machines. Viacons being smaller than the Generals. Then again, got a bunch of Thrilling 30 Tankers to use as the drone. That's great, but a lot of us don't have the Viacon Generals. You want to know what the saddest thing was that ever happened? I found thrifting a Jetstorm. Bought it. I was like, oh man, this is great. Got home, realized he was missing an arm. I was gutted. I was so gutted. That has to be the baddest repaint. Oh, so you gotta be talking about the Battle Trap one. It's so awful. You obviously know it's Ironhide. Energon Igniters. Yeah, there you go. They were called Energon Igniters. Yeah. I miss it when the movie toys were good. So do I. Divide yourself from Autobot Unite. You got it. You absolutely got it. Let's see what you get. Cerebros. C, Cerebros. Yeah, it's Cerebros. You guys knew it was Cerebros. In fact, the line he says is, "Thank you, Optimus Prime. It's a miracle." And he was right. He was right. Empress of Ireland was a ship that sank, collided with. Why would I know that, Blue? Give me one reason why I would ever know that in a million billion years. I don't know how you know that. I'm interested to know how you know it, but I don't know why you would think I would know it. I don't know why you would think anyone would know it. You should have just explained it. Life hack. When you say something, explain it. Assume we don't know. I always say that to students when they're writing stuff, because it's like, it's no good for you to say what's in your head. I don't know what's in your head. You need to say it as if I don't know what you're talking about, right? Talk to me like I'm 5. Then we can edit that, right? Missed the question. Time to go. Y'all be safe. You're leaving just as we're doing the unboxing, man. You're leaving at the most important time. This is what's going to take us out of here. The unboxing tonight, I am very excited about. This is absolutely courtesy of Ultra Megatronus and Maximal 10. One thing is mine. One thing is Maximal 10s, but it both came from Ultra Megatronus. The very first thing, kind of excited about this. planning to look at it next week, and because tomorrow is going to be crosscut. I'm excited because this is a line that I haven't looked at very much from, just a couple of key characters, key things that have happened to come my way. This review is going to be of RC from the Bumblebee movie. RC. Her. Pretty smitten. She's great. Not perfect, but she's pretty great. Now, I will note that the shoulders on this particular copy, and I'd be interested to know if other people are like this, the shoulders on this particular copy are really wildly tight. Wildly tight. Anybody who has this, is the tolerances on your shoulders wildly tight? She's beautiful, though. She's really, really beautiful. So she will be next week, and I love how her blasters go on back here. And I love that her legs really don't have any hollowness. I like her. I absolutely do like her a lot. The other one, just lay that there. I am very excited for. We'll look at this on Tuesday. So crosscut tomorrow. Then next Tuesday will be what I have in my hand. And then next Friday, I guess, will be RC. Very excited about this. Very excited about this. I actually have her in my collection. Love the vehicle. Love her vehicle mode. Yeah, I agree with you, Anthony. Love her vehicle mode. And I'll say this. Her mass is less. But everything that has to do with that torso and the engineering that went into that torso is insane. Really insane. Very, very visionary. The arms and the legs, nothing really special there. But the torso is definitely something special, for sure. I have her shoulders are tight. There you go. Yeah. Same on yours. Yeah. Okay. So it must just be a thing with the thing. Have you ever had Cyber Battalion Shockwave? I reviewed it. I mean, it's okay Shockwave if you get the 3D, I think it's 3D printed. Maybe it's from Shapeways or something. Replacement knees. If you get the replacement knees, it's a fantastic Shockwave. Even without the knees, it's a pretty good Shockwave. But with the knees, it's a really fantastic Shockwave. So the other thing is, got her from my almost 5-year-old son, Roman, for Christmas, along with some others. And she is the only one still intact. She's great. And I mean, I said it's a line I haven't looked at much from because I haven't. For the Bumblebee movie, I've looked at Thrust, who I use as Liege Maximo, and Ravage. And now coming up will be RC, but that's it. The other thing, upgrade kit. I don't know what upgrade kit you're talking about, but okay. Best RC so far. I don't know about if I say best RC so far, but she's well up there. If she's not the best, she's very well up there. I mean, spoiler, she's going to score quite well. The other item, very excited about, is Origins Jazz. Origins Jazz. Oh, baby cakes. Now, unfortunately, mine has a scrape here and 2 scrapes here. But here's the weird thing. The gray paint still looks like it's there, but it looks like it's not quite the same shade of gray. It's weird. It's just a couple of little notches. It's almost like it looks like it was touched up, or maybe the paint was not quite cured, because I also have a little scraping thing under his red bumper. So a couple of little paint blemishes. Nothing that is a deal breaker, and my white is all intact on the roof. My blue is all intact. I've seen some people have some issues with the blue and whatnot, so I don't have any of that. Just a couple of little gray nicks. Real happy with this guy, and will, of course, on Tuesday compare him to this guy, the 86. Shockingly, this guy looks bigger. This guy, much more mass, which was a big point in his favor, because he has the traditional mass. He has interesting engineering. He has almost no hollowness, and there's a ton of paint. I mean, spoiler, he's going to score pretty well too. Here he is, of course, with B, much smaller. And that's it. So RC and Origins Jazz. Come on, Origins Wheeljack, right? Now I do have one other item. I think we'll save that for next week's unboxing. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to get out of here. I appreciate you guys coming by, giving me some of your extremely valuable time. I do know how important it is to you. If you're in a position to help the channel to grow, you can use the donate link. Check us out on Patreon. See what we have to offer to you through Spring, or of course, you can hit the join button at any given time and become a channel member. Please hit the subscribe button, stick around, have some fun with us here on the channel. And please, especially, don't forget ever for a moment that you right there, wherever you are in the world, if you're standing up, sitting down, if it's daylight, if it's nighttime, if you're watching it now live, if you're watching it after, don't forget that somehow, some way, each and every single solitary day, you right there, you do make a difference in the world. And I look forward to the next time that you and I get together to have another visit, either in the live streams on Thursday nights right here, right now, at the stop motion premieres, or the old fashioned way, inside the videos.